Howdy, Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. It is, I wouldn't say exactly warm outside, but it has stopped freezing. Yesterday it was wet rain and the snow has been vanishing. Up in southern Shelton there's still piles of ice on most of the sidewalks, but some of them were actually clear. Yay, that is a very good thing. So, I mean, being warm is good. There are all sorts of birds and critters, and there were bugs flying in through the open window last night. So, yay, life continues, even in winter. Thumbs up for that. My housemates are up. They're being very organic. Coughing and hacking outside there. Thumbs up. But front loading of videos, hey, if you could toss me a like, if you could do all that stuff, you know, it's like the like, comment, and subscribe, and I want to thank my Patreon patrons. These literal beautiful and awesome people are literally beautiful and literally awesome. They've been helping to keep me alive and not homeless, and that's a very, very good thing. And I cannot remember how and when I even started talking about this right now, so I'm going to talk about how in the video description there's links to my Patreon, my PayPal, Amazon wishlist link, my post office box, and I'll open up anything and show it off on camera if anyone ever sends me anything, even just a postcard. So thumbs up for that. Yeah, I'm still really sick, so I'm still blasting through things like that because I am not feeling well. I mean, I'm doing better, and I've been doing okay ever since I got cellulitis in my leg again. But I am sick, and it is affecting my cognition and more. I have been going to bed around 11 o'clock and then sleeping in until 6:30. I don't do that unless there's something wrong. I am sick. I am sleeping in. I'm spending most of my day just feeling super sleepy. Not even just tired, just sleepy because of the cellulitis in my leg. I'm having trouble doing anything at all that's like game related. I haven't even really been playing video games. Even back there, my solo RPG stuff, it's hard to do anything. I hate being sick. That injury in my leg, even though it is just cellulitis, a bacterial infection of my leg and the connective tissue and the skin and all that, cellulitis is something you need to get help from because it is life-threatening. You do not get better on your own without major help. If you take care of it on your own and you work hard and you're successful, it will take months to heal if you are successful. Otherwise, it's just going to keep getting worse. You generally don't survive it. Yes, you can survive anything. People are people. As stated, when you go septic, if you have septicemia, if you get so sick that you have blood poisoning, you only have a 30% chance of survival. I've gone septic many times from my cellulitis in the past. I'm still alive, so it happens. But generally, you don't. And so, yeah, it's something that drags you down. I was doing my 6-mile walkies, daily walkies, to the point that I could do it in an hour and a half because I can race walk. This past week, even last night, when I was moving fast, it still took 2.5 hours. I am not moving quickly. I am not doing well. I am being affected from my cognition. It is harder to think, and it is harder to do things physically, but I am on antibiotics. I am getting better. My leg is still really red, really sore, and it was warm this morning. But I'm on antibiotics, and if it doesn't get better in the end of 10 days, then we got an issue. But as long as it doesn't get worse, that's okay. I mean, it hurts. It hurts like hell. Even right now, it hurts. And then when I walk on it, it really hurts. When I do things like go up and down stairs, and I'm on the second floor of the house we're renting, so I have to go up and down stairs a lot, it hurts. When I walk up and down hills, and there's hills in southern Shelton, and to get into northern Shelton, it hurts. So it's joyous, it's fun. I enjoy being ill. Speaking of that as well, another bit of encroaching mortality, of course. I, having just turned 60 in October, I continue to see people who are just 10 years older than me with access to money and healthcare dying all the time. There was a science fiction author fairly recently, 71 years old, Greg Bear, he's dead. And then Kirstie Alley, the actress, she was 71, she's dead. Now, these are just high-profile people, and that makes the news. Yes, a lot of people die at 70 and 71. The thing is, the people that live past that, they don't make the news. That's not incredible. No one reports, wow, this year these people didn't die. No. So there are a lot of people that live past 70, 71. You just don't hear about it. So, yes, a lot of people die at 70 and 71. But as stated even before, my genetic father is in his 80s. So you never know. You never know. Thumbs up for that. But I wanted to talk about this as well. Yesterday I showed off the $5 little paperback book, the white box. So it wasn't even solo. It's just regular RPG stuff, and how it is really thick, really dense, really good, and it's cheap, $5. Now the thing is, because it's cheap, I actually bought that as a supplement. There is a channel, I think I've mentioned the name and all that. It's called The Dungeon Dive, and what he does is he talks about solo games, tabletop board games, and tabletop pencil and paper solo RPG stuff. One of those that he talked about, trying to remember, I love ADHD, was all the different systems that he was recommending to people. One of them, of course, started off with 4 Against Darkness and Alone Against Fear, and then D100 Dungeon. But he said, if you want to just go into something where it's full RPG instead of just dungeon crawler, like D100 Dungeon all on its own is just a dungeon crawler. Buy book 1, buy book 6, so that you've got overworlding. Books 2 through 5 are completely optional, but it puts overworld and it's still dungeon crawling, but it's not complete role playing. The game Scarlet Heroes is the one that he mentioned, getting it as a 2-book set. You get Scarlet Heroes. Scarlet Heroes is both a full role-playing game for groups, and they have a complete chapter on solo RPGing. And unlike most of the things that you've seen through the years, I mean, if you haven't seen them, that's no problem. But through the years, whenever they've had, if you don't have a GM, do this. And then they spend like a page talking about how you can be the GM, going through modules and make it up as you're going. And it's just, there was no real thing. It's like, be your own game master. Well, thanks. Well, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be my own game master. I want to be the player. The full chapter in Scarlet Heroes is full RPGing, from overland stuff to towns to dungeons to NPCs to everything you need to play old school RPG stuff solo. And because it is an old school type of game, all of the old material that's come out through the decades for old school Dungeons and Dragons and other things are completely compatible, which is why he said, get the white box book. Because as good as Scarlet Heroes is, it may, because of its focus, turn some people off. For the bestiary especially, it has a very Pan-Asian taste and feel. They're not Western type monsters, they are far more Asian monsters and such. And if you don't like that, or if you want to have more than that, or if it just doesn't feel familiar enough, because it's a far different focus, get the white box, which is why he said get it as a pair, because you can use the concepts in the white box on your own, and all of the monsters being compatible are compatible. Now, Scarlet Heroes uses a different armor class system. There are ascending armor class systems and there are descending armor class systems, where the lower your armor class, the better, and the greater your armor class, the better. They have a simple conversion system in Scarlet Heroes, which is you take the number 19 and you can convert from that anything. If it's a descending system, subtract your descending number from 19. The remaining number is the number that you have to roll. If it's an ascending system, subtract that from 19. The number is what you have to do. The two numbers for the ascending and the descending armor classes just have to add up to 19. You do that, you've got the two systems, and you're good. So for every monster, they have two things that add up to 19. So ascending or descending, doesn't matter. You're good right there. They also recommend that there is the game Basic Fantasy Role-Playing Game, which is weird for me because the company Chaosium has for decades put out a system called Basic Fantasy Role-Playing. And now there's this fan project, Basic Fantasy Role-Playing Game. But they're completely separate because Basic Fantasy Role-Playing is based on the RuneQuest system, and Basic Fantasy Role-Playing Game is an old school Renaissance system. So that's nice and confusing. But he suggests you pick up the BFRPG Bestiary book because, again, it adds more monsters and stuff to the game, and then you've got a whole bunch of new monsters to use in your game that way. So thumbs up. So yeah, white boxing, I'm not really going to use it altogether as a full RPG system, more as a supplement and bestiary. And the BFRPG stuff, again, just monsters and bestiaries and all that. Thumbs up for that. I also wanted to say my safety vest showed up. And last night, I wore this while on out walkies. So I am now very reflective when I go out. Is this going to save my life? No. A couple of the people that almost hit and killed me would have run into me even if I'd had like a halogen rotating light on my head. They just were not looking. So even that wouldn't have helped. But even if that only increases my odds of not being hit by 5%, I'll go with that. I do not want to be hit and killed by a vehicle. So yeah, I'm going to be wearing that every single time I go out when it's dark. Thumbs up. Let me check all my list here and see if there's anything actually there. Yeah, that's basically it. I've been trying to think of creative stuff, but it has been so hard. I have been falling asleep and just been unable to really focus. I've been trying to think of the creative stuff as I go walking, and when I can, I tend not to be able to remember it because the illness on top of everything else. So I am very sorry, though I plan on doing something today. I want to do a recording, but until I can get some new headphones, I can't really record anything because with the short in the wire for my headphones, both sides cut out, if not all together. And then I have to adjust it and play with it and then hope that it lasts long enough. So that's fun. But hopefully I'm going to get some some solo RPG stuff done today. That would be good. I'm still doing Dungeon Blitz because there's 3 Dungeon Blitz games and I'm right in the middle of number 2 for the channel. I've got Note Quest and I want to continue with that one with poor old Blorbo and how I should have gotten him murdered, but I retconned it so he's still alive. It's your game. You're the game master. You get to fudge the rules. In fact, there are a couple games out there that they even say, this is your game. If you want to change it, do. This is your game. Change it. Make it fit you. So yeah, that's why I retconned it, because it was me, not the character, that got the character killed. So the character is not dead. So I've still got No Quest that I want to play with those two characters. I've got 2 parties out in 4 Against Darkness. I want to start doing D100 Dungeon to show that off. I've got all of those Rusty Dagger and Dungeon Hero Zine games that I want to do. There's Alone Against Fear that I have because I wanted a horror game. I need to pick up a science fiction game, and then hopefully I'll be done buying things for at least a while. I mean, I haven't been going crazy. That's why it's been taking me so many months, because I am spending food money and cannabis money on these solo RPG things. So I can't just go out and buy whatever I want. And if something is like, they advertise and talk about and review all sorts of good games on a lot of these channels, but if they're $20 and more, I'm never going to be able to buy the board game, no matter how good it looks. I can't afford it. So, thumbs up on that. But still, life is life. So I've still got plans. I still got a lot of stuff I want to do, and thumbs up for that. Here's hoping it all works out well. Yay! Past that, just surviving, and so I don't really have anything creative that I want to talk about now. Later, ow, muscles in my neck always pop and snap. Later on today, I'm going to be remembering and going, why didn't I talk about that? Because there's a whole bookload of stuff that I do want to talk about creatively, both on the cryptid and the razor's edge front. I have been thinking, there is stuff, I just can't remember it. ADHD and illness, you gotta love that. So I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count American Sign Language, well, illness and ADHD. Come on, Chrome. That is so, my system drives me nuts. But it's not just my system, it's Windows. We have Arturo Hernandez, thumbs up and thank you. Jermaine Westa, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Thank you very, very much. There's Palmieres, thumbs up. Jay, greatly appreciated, doing my very best. And it was an annoyance, but it would have become life-threatening. Well, I mean, it's still life-threatening, but at least it's getting better. So, good to see you in the comments. Confused Owl 29, good to see you. Thumbs up. There's Elliot Fields, greatly appreciated. Floramu, thumbs up. Thank you very, very much, and good to see you. Stephen Blanchard, greatly appreciated. Germans, I think I pronounced this halfway well once before, but German Skogstad nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. There is Melissa R. Good to see you in the comments. Thank you very much. Cake, greatly appreciated. Shinra, thumbs up. Thank you very much. As depressed as I am, I'm also oddly optimistic at the same time. I don't even understand it. Adrian XJG, thumbs up and thank you. There is AYHANGONUTAS with a tail on it. Thumbs up, thank you very, very much. There is Noor with kind of a smile, thumbs up. The Ben B, greatly appreciated. RJ Mitchell, good to see you as well. Jesse Koskinen, good to see you in the comments as well, thumbs up. There is Saphurus, thumbs up and thank you. And that is it. 20 people, I think? I have no ideas. I have lost my good old brain here under the effects of like being really, really ill. Thumbs up for that. But each and every one of you who got me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, thumbs up and thank you. You didn't have to leave a comment. You don't have to watch this far. If you have watched this far, it is appreciated. Thank you so very much. I'm going to try and record solo RPG stuff for the channel, but if I can't, I can't. I'm still really, really ill and doing my best to recover, so thumbs up on that. Hopefully you can do what you need to do to, well, continue surviving, and that's a good thing. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So, no matter what your situation, if you are ill, please take appropriate precautions. If there are other people who are ill around you, please take appropriate precautions. Don't go dancing in the freeway during rush hour, not very smart, bound to get you broken in very many pieces. And of course, if you're out walking and you hear the mournful howl of that bus horn, the bus with your name on it, even if you're in a restaurant on the 20th floor of a building, brace for impact, brace for impact. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.